4, question number 9 on business math population growth. It says the population of a town increases by 3% every year. In the year 2000, the population was 3,000. Find the population in the year 2003. So, now under population growth or compound interest, appreciation or depreciation. All these subtopics are under business math. Population growth. When we say population growth, we're talking about increase or decrease. And then we also have a compound interest. Then we have appreciation or depreciation. We have inflation and the rest. So under this topic, there is a formula. That formula says A equals to P into 1 plus or minus R percent. Plus or minus R percent, close bracket, raised to the power of N. Now, A represents compounded interest or compounded population, whether increase or decrease. B represents principal, or you say amount invested, or you say initial population. This is 1 here, then plus or minus, and then R here represents rate, the rate. So the reason for this plus or minus means it is plus when you're talking about compounded interest or appreciation or a growth. Then minus here represents when you're talking about depreciation or reduction in growth, something like that. Then N here represents time in years. So if you use this formula, it will not waste your time in getting the answer to this question. There are 2 ways to do this question. So this is the first way we are going to use, using this formula. So now let's filter out our parameter. Parameter says the population of a town increases by 3%. That means our rate R is 3%. In the year 2000, that's the starting year, the population was 3,000. That's our principal or initial population. Initial population is 3,000. So, and then this year 2000 to year 2003, what it's telling us is time. So our time N or T equals to what? 3. So A here, let's get the compounded growth. So that would be A equals to 3,001. Because it is an increase, we are using plus 1 plus 3%. 3% means 3 over 100 raised to the power of 3. So that would be 3,000 into 1 plus 3 over 10 means 0.03 raised to the power of 3. So if you process that, you have 3,000 into 1.03 raised to the power of 3. If you do 1.03 raised to the power of 3, that will give you 1.09 something, then multiply with 3,000. Your answer will then be 3,278. So by the year 2003, the population will be 3,278, which is our option B. So this is the first way to do this. So the second way to do this, which is a bit long process but is good for proper understanding. Let's proceed on method 2. Method 2. Let's proceed to method 2. So method 2, we have our P to be 3,000 and our R to be 3%. So initial, so in the end of the first year, we are talking about our time is what, 3 years. So by the end of first year, by the end of first year, the population will be what? Population will be what? 3% of 3,000 plus what? 3,000. Okay, and then 3%, and then 3% of 3,000 means 3/100 times 3,000 plus 3,000. So 2 zeros will cancel 2 zeros here. So 3 times 3 is 9. That will be 90 plus 3,000, which equals to 3,090. So by the end of the first year, the population will be what? 3,090. 3,090. So we do for the second year. So in the end of second year, population will be what? 3%. 3% of the previous population from the previous year, which is 3% of 3,090 plus the population of that year, that's 3,090. So when you do that with your calculator to make you faster, if you do that to make it faster, you'll be having 92.7 plus 3,090. 92.7. So this will give us 3,182.7 by the end of the second year. So by the end of the third year, what will be the population will be what? 3% of the previous population, which is 3,182.7 plus the previous population, 3,182.7. So if you find 3% of that, so 3% of that will give you 95.481 plus 3,182.7. So if you add these two numbers, you have 3,278.181, which is approximately 3,278, which is the same answer we got. On the first method, though the first method was simple, quick, easy, and straightforward. So that is that. Thank you.